Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Looking for More Legion. I clicked for some reason, I don't know why, but in this episode we are going to look at a class hall, it's called a class hall. I keep calling them class order halls, but the class halls. I was thinking about doing them all in one video, but then I realized that'd take a lot of time. So I decided to do the one that I have the most feelings about, and that I wouldn't need to write a script because I could just do it all from the heart. And that is the Rogue class hall. Now, if you don't know anything about the Rogue class order hall, it is called the, see, I'm saying class order hall for some reason. But if you don't know anything about the class hall, it is called the Hall of Shadows, I believe. Now, that sounds awesome. But the Rogue class hall is in a sewer. Now, you may think that the sewer is fine, and that's okay. That's fine. Your opinion is your opinion, and you're entitled to it. But for me, I have this love-hate relationship with the class hall. I keep sort of deviating between it because I learn a bit more, and then I kind of like this. And then I learn some more, I'm like, that's ew. But I guess it depends on the kind of fantasy you want. Like, rogues all work from the shadows, but the way I look at rogues are like, they're not scumbags. They're professionals in things that people don't want to put their hands in. You know what I'm saying? And maybe for some people that fits into a sewer, but honestly for me, I'm just going to say this before we get started, Ravenholdt is the way to go. Why wasn't it not Ravenholdt? I don't know if the T is silent. I make the T non-silent. Ravenholdt, alright people, come on. But let's start off with the first picture. We're going to go through them and see what we think. Some pictures have more thoughts than others, obviously. But the first one is the entrance, and it is a gate. And you can see someone on the other side. I think that's a Worgen. And you lockpick it open. Pretty simple. Next we see what appears to be a guard, an undead guard in a Cataclysm set. I don't remember who these people are. They kind of honestly remind me of Rathion's Black Talon Guard. I think that's what they were called. But, I mean, they might be related to that, but they seem pretty special for rogues. Something that I noticed is that the rogue class order, the class hall seems to have a lot of clashing colors and characters, which is weird, but it's also nice, because rogues are diverse. They're not all like... That's a good thing about rogues, because paladins all like, we love the light, we need to protect others, and rogues are just like, I want money, I want to kill people, I am a professional, I am this and that. Like, the rogue is sort of like flexible in its class, and that's what I like so much about them. We have a stairway. I mean, it's different from what Dalaran is now currently, because the stairways are literally ramps. They're not stairs right now. A tunnel leading towards the Hall of Shadow. And what appears to be a Black Talon Guard, or it could just be a normal guard, but it's a orc, a female orc. And you can see down there, there appears to be tents. Those might be merchants. And you see another one of those Cataclysm set guards just walking around. I think the fruit vendor is there. And there appears to be some other vendor that might be selling weapons. This gnome, who knows? A Pandaren. I think this is where you can perhaps practice lockpicking. However, lockpicking is literally you click on the button, and then you click on the thing that you want to lockpick, and then you'll wait a few seconds. I don't know how or why you would possibly want to lockpick anything, but that's just what I think, because the Thieves Guild... I'm getting a lot of Thieves Guild vibes from Skyrim, that you can sort of lockpick... You can practice your lockpicking inside as a prize. So who knows? But this Pandaren seems to be in charge of it. Another Pandaren that seems to be looking over smoke bombs, or just bombs in general. I like that the rogues are keeping some sort of arsenal. That's pretty cool. And this Pandaren is wearing a white... It appears to be a white color variant of the Cataclysm set, which I want, like, right now. And here we have the dog. You could go here right now in the game, in Dalaran right at this moment. but it just has a few more bells and whistles. We have 2 Shattered Hand Orcs talking to what appears to be a troll pirate. I think the next slide is the same thing, right? Yeah. I have a problem with the Shattered Hand Orcs. Why? Because the Shattered Hand Orcs. Are we apparently friends with the Shattered Hand Orcs now? Or they are sadistic, suicidal, and they torture people and they love hurting? I said sadistic, but you know. And this is a Draenei fishing in the background, so whatever. And then there's a dead rogue. Sick. Another shot of these two, of the 2 Shattered Hand Orcs getting along with this pirate. Why? I don't know. I honestly don't. Like, to me personally, they have Shattered Hand Orcs. While they're good assassins, they don't have a reason to be in Dalaran. Next we have some people at a bar. And another one of those Cataclysm set people. Whatever's. Another person at a bar, what appears to be a Dark Iron Dwarf, who looks crunk, and a troll behind him in some set gear that might be gladiators? I don't remember. And here's something interesting. A goblin sort of looking over, or standing next to, more accurately, a board of the map of the Broken Isles with a dagger going through it and what appears to be bounties, like, pinned up against it. Now, from a video that I watched, this appears to be where you select the quest area that you want to go. So once you're getting started in Legion, you will go to this map in a quest and be like, oh, I want to start in High Mountain, or I want to start in Azuna. So this is where you'll do it if you are a rogue. Also, there's a bunch of coins in the background, because rogues like money. And they do, like, you know, there's nothing wrong. A wide shot of the bar, which looks pretty good. You can see gold in the... I'm pretty sure that back part, where the gold is, sort of like in the background, is not open right now. Like, they're probably gonna, like, open that up in Legion, so there's more space for the rogues. Also, a little sign saying Blizzard Construction Co. Obviously meaning that this is not done yet, and it's subject to change. Next, we have a little alchemy station. And there are some undead people sort of tinkering around with that and making toxins and stuff. This looks okay, but in the context of where it is in the next slide, I think, it kind of ruins it for me. So let's go to the next slide. Yep, so it seems to be just off to the side from an arena. And I think this is an arena because it's sort of like a little... It's actually sort of rectangle instead of like a square or a circle or anything. And there are people on the bleachers sort of like, we're watching stuff. And then the alchemy station is just like over there because they ran out of room. I feel like the alchemy stations and the like, the alchemy stations should have their own dedicated room because you're working with gases and sensitive material. Sometimes if you're crafting poisons, they should be like in an enclosed area with people wearing masks all the time. That'd be so much better instead of just like putting it over there. And also there are some chests there for whatever reason. I think there's a wide shot. Yep, this is a wide shot of the arena. But it looks like they're just like running out of room, honestly. Like, this arena is not big enough to be an arena. I don't know what it is then. Also, you have some sort of Shattered Hand torturing, like, well, not torturing, sort of like hooks, which they use in Draenor to, like, hold up Rylax that they've captured. And also just craps scattered all over the place. Like, these places are not organized. And I roleplay in WoW, and I roleplay a very professional... a professional rogue who knows what he's doing and likes to keep things sorted. So this kind of gets on my nerves, but I get why people might like it. Also, you can see the entrance to this little arena and also a holding cage and the alchemy station in the back, another cataclysm guard. That's what I'm going to call them. And what appears to be some sort of bank with just gold lying all over the place haphazardly. Rogues like money, but apparently they're so stupid that they don't know how to store it properly. Whatever. And this is something that I'm kind of annoyed at. It's not like hugely big, it's just something that I wish wasn't there and I feel like is a bit out of place. Even though goblins are very roguish, this deal that this one goblin is getting fanned by other goblins, I don't know, it just gets on my nerves. That this goblin is so cool and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't have, like, I can't produce a good reason why I don't like it. I just don't like it. Because, I don't know. I don't have a good reason. I really just don't like it. I don't like this guy in the close-up. Stupid. He's a bastard. Next we have something that's a bit out of place, honestly. And this is some sort of, like, dragon altar. This is where you will keep your artifact weapons. And where you can customize it and all that and blah blah blah. Honestly, it feels like I said, it feels a bit out of place, but it also feels in place? Because the legendary rogue daggers were from Deathwing, and I guess this might have something to do with that. Why they're dragons, though, I don't know, but the dragons look cool. But if we go into the next slide, it's sort of just, like, sitting there, with the piles of gold laying around the place. Like, I feel like the piles of gold decorated the place was just, they didn't put any thought into that. It's like, oh, I know you rogues like gold, so let's just put some gold in there. Rogues, assassins, you know, mercenary, blah, blah, blah. If all the gold was, like, stored in a really cool way, like, I'm gonna use the word professional again, like a professional would, I would like that a lot more, but it just seems like the class hall was lacking character, so they just threw gold everywhere. To be like, yeah, rogues like gold, don't you know that, idiot? But these Worgen guarding the artifact place look pretty dang cool. Next slide. More gold! Yay! And some, what are these guys called? I forget what these guys called. I called them hobgoblins. But I don't know if that's it. If that's the right term. Whatever. More gold. Wow. Next slide is even more gold. Wow. I'm gonna stick to that theory that the class was just lacking character, so like... And it would feel empty without these sacks of gold, these piles of gold just laying about. I don't know, I don't like it. I feel like there could be something better there, like... Oh, what could there be? Like, I don't know, merchants, but the merchants were outside. See, I'm stuck too, but I feel like this gold, it's welcome in just one section of the class hall, but not all around the class hall, like it's a bloody, like, floor mat. And the entrance to what appears to be the artifact room, there's some target that some guy didn't like, so they'll throw that shit at it. And next, we get to probably my favorite part of the class hall, and that's this, like, secret thing behind this, bookshelf door that does not look... It looks completely conspicuous, like, anyone could see this and be like, oh yeah, you just have an arch of a bookshelf that's completely cut off. Yeah, totally, bro. But then it opens up to this secret area, and this is what I like to see, you know, like an organized, you know, scholarly, like these rogues want to learn stuff. They're not all stupid, stabby people, they're intelligent. But it honestly just looks like the mages weren't using this as part of their class, so I was like, oh, here you go, have this. But more cataclysm guards guarding. And a gnome reading a book, which might be a ledger. I really like that. Bookwork is pretty roguish too, like, for professionals. I'm sorry for using the P word so much. And next we get to our table of followers. The blades, the big guys of the class hall, who are sort of like our heroes, our garrison companions. And like they said, there's going to be less of them, less garrison... I'm not going to call them garrison companions. Less companions you can get, but the ones you get are very notable and important. So let's go around the table. Starting off at probably the least welcome sight. Again, it's the Shattered Hand Orc. His name's Hood, I think. And he's just a Shattered Hand Orc. And I don't know why he's there, but he's there. And he has a place on this round table. Also, they're all drinking like wine or something. I like that too. Next, we have a pirate by the name of what's his name? Fleet Admiral Tethys. I think that's how you say it. I could be saying that completely wrong. He looks like he's part of the Bloodsail pirates, but he's a pirate, so you know. Psh. Next, we have Lord Jurach, I don't know, Ravenholdt. And I must ask him why the hell he isn't using his bloody mansion out in, where is it again? Oh god, where is it? Oh, friggin' hell, my brain died. Out in that place that's near Hinterlands, I know. Why can't we use that? God damn it, Jurach. Next we have Tao Shi. Tao Shi is... I mean, I love Tao Shi. She's just, like, best, and she's voiced by the same voice actor that did Azula in Avatar, so how about that shit? Next to her is Master Matthias Shaw, I think that's how you say his name, leader of the SI7. He is very much a welcome sight, and very much should be... he is, like, he should be a part of this roundtable. He's well deserved. He's a notable rogue, an assassin, and all that stuff, so good to see him there. Next is probably the one that I'm most excited about, and that's Valera Sanguinar. I hope I'm saying that right. She has been missing since, what? The assault on Undercity? I think? Maybe earlier? I don't remember, but she's been gone for a while. The only time we've seen her is on Hearthstone, but it's good to see her back. And, Garona Halforsen, who's, I think, might be alternate reality Garona. But, she's the head of this table. Now, the person closest to the camera, I honestly thought was a dwarf. And, but it's not a dwarf. It is actually Vanessa Van Cleef. Van Cleef, however you want to say it. And that name should be familiar to you if you played Cataclysm, because she was the end boss in Heroic Deadmines. She's the daughter of Edwin Van Cleef. She apparently faked her death, even though she was lying on a burning ship. But she apparently faked her death, and she has come back and is part of this thing. Now, bit of spoilers if you don't want to learn about the way you get a artifact weapon, I believe. This is how you get it, so skip ahead if you don't want spoilers. But Vanessa was supposed to be like the next member of this round table, but you as the player come in and sort of steal her spot, and then she's just like, whoa, how could you do that? You're such a bitch. And then she fights you, and when you beat her, they cast her out, and they're just like, okay, you're cool, you're on the table now, you're on our council. And then after the quest, you go pick her up, you go pick up Vanessa as a companion follower. Even though she's not on the round, even though she's not in the council, she's still a part of the Hall of Shadow, I'm pretty sure. So that's cool that you get her as a companion. I like that. The next slide is a dwarf bard. I mean, maybe this gives us hope for a bard class in the future. And a shot of Garona looking straight at the camera while the dwarf bard does his thing. And another shot of the gold. And that's pretty much it for the rogue class. All in all, it comes down to what your fantasy of the rogue is. Mine is, again, like, not an idiot. They're intelligent, they're cunning, they're... I'm not going to use that word again. They're not mindless, bloodthirsty mercenaries. They can be, but the best rogues, in my opinion, are going to be the quiet and calculating ones that will spend days studying their targets and just being an all-around badass from the shadows, not that, like, you know. But we do have a pirate spec now, so that it's all up in the air of what your spec is, actually. And I'm a subtlety rogue, so that's what sort of speaks to me. But it can speak to you however you want, and if it speaks to you differently, then you might actually really like this. But I just wish they sort of appealed to all the aspects of a rogue, and it seems like they're only going with the greedy part, and like the nefarious part. And I don't know. I mean, I could be completely wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, but hopefully I get in the beta so I can see it. Blizzard, come on. I don't know. Anyway, that was the Rogue class overhaul. Tell me what you think in the comments. I would love to hear your opinion, and if you think this is the best, if this is the worst, and what you're looking forward in class overhauls, and in Legion in general. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.